Hi, my name is Tiffany, and I am here with the nonprofit organization One Chair at a Time, and we are continuing our weekly series called Our Stories, where we highlight and honor the real lives and real journeys of individuals in the One Chair at a Time community. And today I am joined by Courtney, and I cannot wait to hear your story.
Hi.
So let's get started if you're ready.
Yeah. So,
Let me Let's go back to what life looked like before your accident. Just tell me a little bit about what kind of person you are, what you love doing.
I was outdoors all the time if I could be. I I bought a piece of land out at Fritch, and I ended up putting a brand new trailer on the land in 2020.
So, what year was your accident?
At the very end of 2021.
Okay, okay.
So 2020 was kind of a rough year. At first, it was good because I got my trailer, which I got it in March of 2020. So it was kind of hard to put it together because it was a wide and a half.
Okay.
And that's when COVID hit. So
I was going to
everything
say March
shut
2020
down.
was COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, so after I finally got that together, November of 2020, my granddad came down with COVID and he ended up passing.
Sorry.
And then we were at his funeral and we found out my aunt passed from COVID. So that was real rough. My granddad, being the great saver that he is, and got in stocks pretty early. He left my mom and her brother quite a bit of money. And so in 2021, my mom was like, I feel like he would want me to buy my, my sister and me a house so that we can be taken care of and all that. So 2021, she ended up buying my sister a house, and me, I was living in Fritch, and that was where I was going to retire. I mean, I know that sounds funny living in Fritch, but I
It's not
walked
funny
out
at all.
and I could see the lake. I mean,
Yeah.
it was my happy
Gorgeous view.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I I went to the casino a lot in 2021.
In Guyman? Or which
Yeah,
one?
just all
Yeah.
over, all
Yeah.
over. And so at the end of 2021, I was on a high. I'd been winning quite a bit at the casino. My mom was going to buy, she had to wait for tax reasons for 2022 to buy me a house. So she was just going to pay my house off. So one night we were having Christmas at my house in Fritch, and my brother in law made some kind of drinks with brandy, which and ice cream and something. And they were very good. I had two. I had two. And then I'm like, they were said they were ready to go, so they were leaving. And I'm like, well, I think I'm gonna go to Guyman because it's only an hour and a half from
Yeah.
Fritch.
Yeah.
So, and I always take the back roads, and I, yeah, I could get there. So I went to Guyman, and it was on a Monday night, so they quit serving alcohol at midnight. But I did drink at Guyman, and then I left at 2. And so I alcohol did play a factor into my accident. I mean, I'm not going to play it down, but and way worse driving. But
Right.
so I left Guyman, and I was driving. I just passed Annette, and I didn't smoke cigarettes in my house. So I was almost home, and I reached down, looked down to grab my cigarettes, and when I looked back up, I was on the other lane. And I mean, it was 3:30 at night, so there was nobody there. But I pulled too hard, and I went right into the ditch. And I remember rolling twice with the car. I don't remember being ejected. When I woke up, I was grabbing for grass, and my mom had just left her husband at Thanksgiving of that year. So she was living at my house,
Okay.
which I think I would have called for her anyway, because I remember grabbing at grass, crying, saying, Mom, Mom,
Yeah.
I didn't know
So
anything.
you were ejected and still in the ditch.
Well, no, I was 40 yards into a field.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
I didn't know anything was. I didn't try to get up, but I didn't know anything was wrong either. So after that, I just passed out. Then everything that happened next was told to me. A police officer in Borger decided he was going to take the back road to go home. He lived in Fritch.
Okay.
And typically they take 136, so why he took the back road, I don't know. He ended up finding my car and saying, where's the driver?
Yeah.
So he ended up finding me. They took me to the hospital in Borger, and then they realized that my back, I twisted and broke it. So I almost completely severed, and I had no...
During the accident. In the
I
accident.
had no external injuries. I had some scrapes,
Right.
but nothing
Other than
that. Yeah. So then they took me to Northwest, and I remember being in the IC or the emergency room. I don't remember the room. I just remember being surrounded by my son, my friends, my mom. My daughter ended up coming up there, but I remember I was so thirsty, and this is a funny part of the story. I remember being so thirsty because by this time I think it was maybe 7 o'clock at night, or that
the
evening.
next evening.
And I asked my son to go get I had the wash rag over my forehead because it was hot, and plus my temperature was all,
Yeah.
all
just completely
discombobulated.
Out of whack. Yeah.
And they were like, you can't have anything to drink. You're about to go into surgery. And I'm like, okay. So I had my son, I was like, Caleb, can you please go get this wet again? It's not doing anything. So he got it wet, and the first thing I did was I sucked on it and got some water. And they're like, no, you can't do that, Mom. So I remember doing that. And my friend did give me an ice cube. So. Yeah. But
so at what point did you realize how serious this was?
Not until after. The nurse, she came and got me, and she was like, are you ready? And I'm like, I've been waiting on you all day. So then I go into surgery.
So did you have any pain? Or
No.
Pain
I didn't.
was under control? No
Yeah,
pain?
yeah.
No?
I guess they had given me,
Yeah,
you know.
enough to...
And I
or the
probably
pain.
knew they told me kind of what, but it didn't
Nothing was
register.
registering. Yeah,
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 yeah.
because you're probably still in a little bit of shock. And,
Yeah, yeah, and I couldn't feel it, so I really didn't, and they put me on some really good drugs because I mean, I guess all the machines, I still kind of, I was in and out, and I still kind of thought I was in the casino because of all the
yeah,
lights and stuff. And but so then I get out, and this is still told to me. Apparently, they had me restrained because I was trying to pull out my tubes, and I ended up biting the nurse on her boob.
oh, alrighty then.
Yeah, yeah. Which then I wake up about a week later because my lung collapsed while I was in ICU. My
Okay, so you had surgery
Yes,
on
yes,
your
on my
back.
back.
Okay, tell
I
me your injury again.
I'm a T8 T9,
Okay,
so that's belly button down.
okay, that's what I was going to ask. Just
Yeah,
for anybody who's watching, if they have the same kind of injury.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I get out, or I wake up from the ICU, and then I start feeling some pain, and I start realizing, I feel like I'm laying just on a flat, hard surface, and I can't, get comfortable because I can't move. And then, I mean, I wake up, and my first thought, oh, I'm going to fix this. I mean,
I think you'll be okay.
yeah, yeah, because, I mean, with
Well,
all
I
the,
think innately we are born to think that.
well,
And
and
I'm
you,
going to be fine. I'm going to be okay.
your body, you think your body's
We're
going to
gonna,
heal
yeah,
itself.
yeah. We're gonna, yeah. We're gonna
Yes.
get through this,
And
which is a good thing.
you're gonna push your
Yeah,
body hard enough to make it heal.
exactly.
That's what
Yeah,
that's what I thought. And
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
I'm gonna walk.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I stayed in Northwest for 2 months.
Now, was that doing rehab or ICU?
No, that well, I got out of ICU after I woke up.
Okay. Then you had a collapsed lung.
Right. So that I stayed in ICU for a week.
Okay.
I don't remember the collapsed lung or anything.
Was that from the accident, you think? And it just kind
Yes,
of presented itself
my rib
later?
poked. It
Okay.
punctured my lung.
Okay.
I also had a broken clavicle, which they'd never even fixed.
Wow.
They
Okay.
could care less. They were worried about my back and my lung.
Yeah.
So when I woke up from ICU, they moved me up to the floor. I stayed there for a month, and then deciding on where to go, just me trying to heal from them putting me on a ventilator and my back. I wanted to go to Craig. My insurance wouldn't pay for out of state. It was only a Texas. So I did some research, and Baylor, that's where I decided to go.
Now, where's Baylor?
Baylor is in Dallas.
Okay.
And so they want a COVID test before you leave. I had
You
COVID.
had COVID.
I was asymptomatic.
Wow.
So I was in I was in Northwest for 2 months. That was probably the hardest. And Baylor was very, very hard, but Baylor was worth it. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was doing something at Baylor. Northwest, they were great, the nurses and all that, but I was in a hospital bed for 23 hours a day. The only time I got to get out was physical therapy, or if I was, I was taking a bath during physical therapy or a shower.
So that was a pretty dark time.
Yeah, oh, it was bad. I couldn't even lift my arms to scrub my head. My sister had to give me a shower. It, it was very, very hard. And then they moved me to the COVID unit where I couldn't have any of my family. My mom, thank goodness she's retired. She had been there with me this whole time. I mean, she still to this day had left my side.
Yeah.
So
Goodness for mamas.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So I get to Baylor finally, and that was very, very, very hard. Just pushing my body was very hard. I mean, because I couldn't move like and my legs were spasming like crazy. I ended up getting a UTI in Baylor, which was horrible. I mean,
Miserable.
well, I was in bed for 2 days. I couldn't move. It was like I had the flu. It was horrible.
When your body is already traumatized, so anything is going to be
Yeah.
that triple traumatized.
Which I hadn't had one since, thank goodness.
Good.
I got my first devotee experience in Baylor, which I had no clue what those were.
Okay, tell me because I don't have a clue. I'm so sorry. You don't have to if you don't want to.
No,
You only say as much as you want to.
Well, and I'm an open book.
Yeah.
So that's, my story may not be so
No,
kid-friendly.
I think it's wonderful. And you have to be vulnerable because there's people that don't
yeah.
know. And when someone hears your story, they can be like, she did it. I can too.
Yeah. So I was in Baylor, and the floor I was on was the spinal cord and stroke floor. So there were mainly older people there. Well, there was this one guy who was this skinny. I mean, so he looked sickly. Had on what were the compression? I can't remember what they're called. The compression socks that go up to
All the
here.
way, yeah.
And so, and he was rolling around in a wheelchair at Baylor in the physical therapy room. And I'm a Vikings fan, and he had on a Green Bay shirt. And so I'm like, oh, I've got a broke back, and you're just making it worse with all the Green Bay stuff. And just because I didn't know anybody, and having somebody to talk to that was more my age was more, So I talked to him, got his name, which was not even his real name.
He didn't give you his real name?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
He told me that he had a infection. He woke up one day, had an infection in his spine. And so he's over at UT Southwestern to get the infection down, but then he's looking at Baylor so he can do his rehab over there. And I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds, and he left, and then he came back 2 days later, and I introduced him to my mom because she went with me to Baylor. And he was like, yeah, I'm getting admitted and all this. And so me and him that day were coming out of my room, and we were going to go downstairs to go get a candy bar because the vending machines were down there. And my nurse walked by, and he was like, hey. And we were like, hey. And we just kept on going. And the nurse went in my room, and he was like, who is she with? And my mom said, oh, he's a patient here. And that nurse was like, no, he's not. I know that guy. And so he, by this time we'd gotten in the elevator, gone down, and we heard over the little walkie-talkie that everybody has, because they had somebody at the front to check your temperature and all that. And he was like, "Hey, I need to go to the restroom." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll be in here getting a candy bar." No, he didn't go to the restroom. He went to the chapel and went and hid in a corner. And my nurse recognized him and found him in the dang chapel. And they trespassed him, and I didn't know. So, I mean, because
What was he gonna do? Steal you?
I don't know. So, a devotee, I've found out from Bentley that, and she knows that guy, which is funny.
So was he in a wheelchair or no?
No, he had
He
found
just
a wheelchair.
had those
Yeah,
thigh-high stocking things on.
yes, and found a wheelchair and just came in and yeah.
Okay,
But
so what is a devotee? Explain that to me.
they are sexually attracted to people that can't use their limbs. They have some kind of physical impairment.
Okay.
So I don't know what that
Okay.
guy was gonna do. You know, I even got they put a
my
flyer
goodness.
out, and I even got the flyer.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm like, oh my God, what
I
this
have
is?
never in my life heard
Yes,
of that.
yes, yeah. So
Well, thank God you're safe.
I know.
Wow.
I mean, which I don't know what he. Yeah, I don't know, because I would have never have left with him.
No.
But
no,
yeah, it's
Still,
that's
it makes you
crazy
think,
story.
what in the world would he do?
I
to
know,
ya?
I know. They did trespass him and find
Yeah.
him, and yeah.
Wow.
I think I was more upset that I was vulnerable
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about my bowel and bladder program,
Yeah.
and he even talked like I guess he knows the language
Well,
apparently.
probably,
I mean,
if
but
he knows a lot of people that.
yeah.
Wow.
So
That is
yeah.
interesting. I learned something new today. I'm
Yes.
51 years old and I've never heard of that.
Yes.
Well, now we
yes.
know.
So
Okay,
And-
so how old were you when your accident happened?
I had
you don't mind me
just
asking.
turned 39.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago?
4 years ago.
4. Gosh, we're already in
Just 4.
2026. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been just a little over 4
Over
years.
4. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay,
it
so how
was
long
quite
did
a
you
ride.
stay at Baylor?
I stayed there a month. And so it had been 3 months, and I'm like, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
So I went home.
Did you learn a lot in Baylor? Did you learn
Yes.
everything that you feel like you needed to?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. They taught me a lot on like occupational stuff, but it was more physical there. Because we did physical therapy twice a day, occupational just once. And I also got to get into a pool, which was really awesome.
Awesome.
And stuff. But
Yeah.
I left Baylor and I got to Fritch, and I needed some concrete. Where I lived, which I know there's a guy that lives in Fritch and he does navigate the terrain and all that, but I knew I needed to get back to Amarillo because that just wasn't my dream anymore. Or well, it was, but it was. Yeah.
Put it off for a little bit. You gotta put it off for a little bit. Yeah.
So I ended up selling my house. My mom never paid off my house. I ended up selling it. We moved to a house here in Amarillo. I moved in with, it was me, my son's father. I've had a on and off relationship with him for 20 years, and he was there through everything. He was up at the hospital.
That's awesome.
He was great.
That's
So,
awesome.
so we all moved into a house in Fritch or in Amarillo, I'm
Amarillo,
sorry. And then I'm like, yeah, you're he's a gross guy. Well, just a normal guy, but he's gross.
Typical
And
male, yeah.
so I'm like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is. So we ended up splitting up, and the house was too big. So me and my mom ended up purchasing another house, but she used that money to help change my house to what I need. I mean, I've got a roll-in shower because I have a shower chair that is a wheelchair that I can get wet. I've got ramps. We've widened doorways. We've put tile. I mean, the house I live in is made for me now.
That is
So,
awesome. That is awesome.
yeah, and so I live at my house with
Now
my
do you,
mom.
with your
and-
mom? Okay. Okay.
and I work from home. I do go in the office every once in a while.
Where do you
My
work?
boss. I'm a paralegal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fun job.
Yeah. We do family law,
Okay.
so it's crazy.
Yeah. So did you get that job after your accident, or did you already have it?
I've had it. I've actually been with my boss for 19 years in February.
Gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah. So.
You are a loyal employee.
Yes, and it's been just me and him
That's
for
great.
I think maybe 15 of those. So
And so you can work from home.
yes, yeah. Since my accident, he doesn't take on cases quite much. He just does mainly mediations. So, and yeah, it's worked out great. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
Okay, that's a great story. So now I always like to talk about the mental side of this and mental health. I'm just really huge into talking about that because I know you said you have physical therapy and OT,
Yeah.
occupational. Did they do anything to help you mentally? And what have
Yes.
you done intentional to help you in your mental state?
Yes, so Baylor actually made it a point for you to see a therapist
Okay.
every day,
Okay.
just to get into your head. I was in the first year I was in a dark place. I told my mom in Northwest that a funeral would have been cheaper. I was bad. But then I would get out of it and just be okay. Not I wasn't living. I was just okay. I have issues with my bladder. Thank goodness, not my bowel. And that was a big issue for me when that first year, because I couldn't keep it under control, and I didn't want to be sitting in pee. I don't want to smell like pee. I was just,
That's hard.
it was very hard.
That's hard.
And yeah.
That's a battle in your own mind and just trying to get through that.
Yes.
And then knowing that your life has changed.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, how did you deal with that?
Well, the first year, like I said, I mean, I stayed in bed a lot. I watched a lot of movies. But then when I moved to Amarillo, Joe Chris kept on bugging me about meeting up, and I finally decided.
So how did you get connected with One Chair at a Time, if you'll go back a little bit?
Well, while I was in Northwest, Joe Chris came and visited me.
So when they brought you from Borger to Amarillo. Okay.
And after I woke up and all that, and I was, pretty much it'd been at least a couple of weeks that I'd been there. Physical therapy, Joe Chris is real good friends with my physical therapist. And
So he came to see you. Okay.
and that's how I got connected, got his number, and then
So what did you think about that? Did you think, oh, I didn't even know there was an organization out there like this? Or,
No, I did. Well,
I
and
mean, of course you don't know unless
yeah,
you
I
need
thought I
them,
was the only person in a
Yeah,
wheelchair
yeah.
because I did. Well, I take that back. I've gone to school with a guy in a wheelchair, but so I know there's other people in a wheelchair,
Right,
but
but you just don't have a frame of reference. And when
no,
you're in that
and
situation,
yeah,
yeah,
I just
yeah,
I thought I was alone.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I didn't take a lot of it to heart because he dealt with children, and so I'm like, yeah, he knows kind of what I'm going through, but he helps
He works
kids
more with
more.
kids and
Yeah,
adults, and yeah,
and not that that's a bad thing at all.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I
I
just,
know what you mean.
and so I went
Like you
to
couldn't possibly know my age, what I'm going through. Yeah,
I went to Dallas, came back, and then he bugged me, trying to get me to go to Wheelchair Madness, and
he's
I'm like,
persistent, isn't he?
yes. But at that time, I lived in Fritch, and I'm like, no, because by the time I get back, it'll be dark, and I wasn't driving at that time, and
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Were you driving, or yeah? So
no,
you would have had to go to ride to
yeah.
come to Amarillo. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just then I moved to Amarillo, and then he bugged me, and I went to an adult wheelchair meetup, and that's where I met everybody. I remember me telling my story. I was bawling. Um,
I think
just
the hardest part is just showing up.
yeah.
Once you
Well,
walk through those doors, and once you get through those doors, once you show up, then it's like a
and
free for all. Yeah,
my emotions were so crazy still.
which is totally normal.
Yeah, yeah. That's where I met Bentley. Um, what's funny is my son's father, he goes to a bar all the time. He owns his own business. He frames houses, and so that's what they do after work. They go and have a beer. And Bentley worked the door at this bar, and this whole time after my accident, he's like, I know this girl, you need to meet
You
up
need to
with
meet her.
her.
Yeah.
And my first reaction was, I'm not going to meet some bitch you met at the bar. No, no, I'm not,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I go to the meetup, and she, comes, first thing she does is come and give me a hug.
Yeah.
And or she asked me, but then she
Yeah.
gives me a hug, and she's like, if you ever need me, I'm a female, I know what you're going through, blah blah blah. And I ended up, she has been the best thing that has ever happened to me since my accident. Seriously.
I love it, and I love her too.
Yeah,
I love it. I
yes,
probably just hit my
and
microphone, but
I've gone and worked out with her,
that is crucial.
and
Crucial. Meeting somebody that you have a connection with, and
yes,
community is crucial
yes, and
in moving forward and getting through it, and your mental health and your happiness, and yeah.
yeah, and so that's our big, the inside joke between us is she's the bitch from the bar.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, and she's brought me out of my depression.
Yeah.
With working out with her, doing things with her, and just making myself get out and doing things. After, while I was still with my son's father in the house, and I was getting to a point where I need to get out of here. So me and my mom ended up doing a 2-week West Coast trip.
Oh.
We drove, after I got my license and got my van.
So how did you learn to drive?
I learned, or Baylor got me in touch
That's
with.
what I was wondering if they
Yeah, they
help
send you
and
home with this book that gives you all the resources in your
oh, that's
area.
awesome.
I mean, and everything.
Okay.
So, I ended up taking the driving test and using the hand controls and all that.
Super cool. Okay.
Ended
Okay.
up having a clay shoot. The legal community had a clay shoot for me, and I ended up being able to purchase a van
Oh, that's awesome.
that had a Evo seat that came out to get me, and then has a lift that comes out from behind me, and it lifts up my chair and puts it in behind me.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I was still in that headspace where I still just wasn't quite. I was very appreciative that everybody pitched in for me, but I was like, I didn't even want that stupid van,
Yeah.
So I needed to get out, and I think that was one of the best things, because I had to make myself become part of society.
Yep. Yep.
But we
So
took,
you took a 2-week road trip.
yes, did a whole circle, New Mexico, and we didn't take I-40 though, because we wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
So we went down south, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, just a big old circle.
Oh, how fun.
Then I met Bentley. Me and Bentley went on that road trip to Tennessee.
Okay.
Did that 6 states in 7 days. So, or wait,
So
7
cool.
states in 6
6
days.
days.
So I've just
Excuse me.
she's pushed me out of my shell. So,
That's so cool.
yeah.
And just meeting somebody that you can do that with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just getting out on the open road and you have no plan, just
Yeah.
the wide open spaces.
Yeah. It was good.
I love
It was good.
that. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see the road ahead?
Oh, I would like to do more traveling. I've done more on 4 wheels than I've done on 2 legs.
I love that. I love that.
I would.
And isn't that so true? I mean, like, your disability is not going to hold you back anymore.
Well, and I think a lot of it is you want to do it because you want to prove to yourself you can do it still, and I think, well, at least for me, that's, I want to, let's go do this.
Yeah.
Let's try this.
Resilience and grit and mindset and, I can do this.
Yeah. And Bentley's taught me that I've got to look at the good things about stuff. I don't have an issue with my bowel, and thank goodness that's a good
Find
thing.
gratitude in the little things.
Yeah, and I'm working on my bladder.
Yeah.
So I've had surgeries and stuff like that. So you've got to be thankful for the good things and work on the bad things. So that's where
I love that mindset.
I've got to look at.
I love that mindset.
Yeah.
So more traveling?
Yes. I still would like to be working. I don't know. My attorney may go for the Court of Appeals. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Everybody wants them to become a judge, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of up in the air maybe, but.
Yeah. But if he does, I do actually have the luxury of retiring.
It's incredible.
Because I don't think I'd want to work for anybody else.
Yeah. When you have a good boss, you're loyal to them. So I get it. Yeah. I get it.
And I'd like to kind of see where the adult one chair at a time thing goes. We may have to do do some kind of an LLC for the nonprofit or whatever for the
adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that may be something we may look into.
I think that'd be incredible. And I know Joe Chris would love it and love the help and support and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. Okay, so anything else that you haven't talked about that you want to tell me?
Well, there are things that I would. So nobody has, like I said, I've had an issue with my bladder. And one of my big things was getting my cushion. It would just soak through.
Right, right.
And that would upset me so bad. I mean, because my emotions were crazy. And
Understandably, yeah.
nobody ever told me to get a pillowcase that protector.
Like the waterproof kind of,
Yes.
yeah.
And put it underneath your cushion cover. I wish somebody would have told me that, and that would have saved me a lot of headache.
Yes.
Because I have a hybrid, and so when it soaks into the foam, it's really hard to get out.
Yeah.
You know, the air part of your cushion, you can just wipe that off, but the foam,
The foamy part.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's why it would upset me so much.
Yeah.
And you only get one cushion. Insurance only pays for one cushion.
Like
So
a year or one cushion period?
One cushion period.
Oh, wow.
Unless something is wrong, they'll replace.
Malfunctioning or something.
Yeah, they'll replace a cushion. But
Oh, wow.
and cushions are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Or $500 roughly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, if somebody would have told me that, I think that would have helped my mental state.
Because that was a big thing for you, mentally and emotionally. That was huge.
Yes.
So,
yes.
who told you?
Nobody.
You just figured
I
it
just
out? See, and that's
Yeah.
something that you can help.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
by telling your story, and anybody that sees this, I think it's so important that people see what you've done.
Yeah.
And little tips and tricks along the way that you have figured out that nobody told you.
And I'd always get upset because my legs would bounce off my foot plate. And I of course, TikTok, watching. If you put the no-slip tape, it's a lot harder for your feet
gotcha. Yeah.
just little tips. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't think of, and
Perfect.
yeah.
And so the bottom of your shoes grips to that. So do you have any movement?
No,
No.
I'm a complete.
Okay. Okay.
So I have no function of anything from my belly button down.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's a good trick. That's a good tip.
Yeah, yeah. And nobody told me I had to watch TikTok for that.
Isn't it amazing the things you can find
Yeah.
on TikTok now?
Yes.
See, you need to be a TikToker. Are you on TikTok?
No,
You
see,
need to do videos. You and Bentley and
Well,
Kendra.
I wasn't the generation that grew up in front of a.
Me neither.
Yeah, so
Me
I'm
neither.
not that
I know.
comfortable.
Social media scares me still.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? I have to put my face on there?
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
So, yeah.
I keep telling Kendra she's going to be my social media content creator.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been asking everybody this. If you can explain Joe Chris in one word, what is it?
Persistent. That's persistent homie.
Homie.
That's so it's 2 words, persistent homie.
He's
So
a great guy, and this organization is wonderful.
yes, a good persistent.
Yeah, I get a good kind.
Yes.
Even though at the time you're like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Stop calling me.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
But-
I'm so glad to interview you. This has
Well,
been
thank
wonderful.
you.
Anything else that you can think of that you want to let anybody know?
Just you got to learn your body, and it does take a lot of time to do that, and you do have to be patient with yourself and give yourself some grace on doing things. What would take you 6 months is going to take me at least a year. But that's okay, because it having your injury is like anything in your life. Nothing, when that happens, nothing is going to be the same after. Like having a child, nothing is going to be the same after. Graduating high school, nothing is going to be the same after. I mean, falling and breaking your arm, it's never going to be just the same after. You know, so any kind of event, it's life is gonna go on, so why not prove everybody, oh, you can't do that, you're in a wheelchair. See, I'm thinking of other stuff.
No, go for it.
So
I love it.
I had to take emergency custody of my grandchild back in July, which I really think that's probably the main reason why I'm still here. Everybody has a reason, but I think that's one of my main reasons. And at the time, CPS was like, she's in a wheelchair. That was one of, they didn't say it, but I knew that was their issue.
It.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still got custody of her, and it was my daughter 100% better, thank God.
Yeah.
I really think that's what she needed to turn her around. But for, I mean, just this month, I mean, for those 3 months, 4 months, it was one of the hardest things I've done, but I did it. I'm doing it.
How old is your grandbaby?
She'll be 6 months on the 25th. So, yeah, she's just getting into the belly rolls or belly laughs.
Baby.
So, yeah.
I love babies.
So, I mean,
So,
but
yeah, that
I'm
was
saying,
like newborn almost. Like,
yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, I got her right out of the hospital.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was, I mean,
Yeah.
Between me and my mother, we got it. Because what I couldn't squeeze into, that lady pushed through and she helped me. And like, because I couldn't physically put her up in my van.
Yeah.
And my mom's this little old frail woman, and by golly, she put her up in there though. Yeah. So.
Wow.
And yeah,
we just good for both you and your mom too.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of gave you a little.
Me and my mom are just like Thelma. He's. I mean,
that's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad your daughter's doing better.
Yeah, yeah. She's 100% better.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
I'm glad.
But so yeah, I mean, just
you can do anything
you can. Yeah, yeah.
No limits.
Don't let anybody.
No limits. And I love it because I think we as able-bodied people set limits on ourselves.
Yeah.
And like you said, you've done more in a wheelchair than you ever did on your 2 feet.
Yeah, yeah. So
you're limitless. I love it.
Well, thank you.
I love it. It was so great to interview you. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, everybody. Joe Chris Rodriguez here again with One Chair at a Time. Another week, another story. This week we had an adult, Courtney, Miss Courtney. A little bit about Miss Courtney. Where do I start? I met Miss Courtney at Northwest Hospital immediately after she got hurt. So she was one of the ones here. I still feel like she's a fresh injury. She's a couple years into it. got a call from a therapist and said, hey, we got an adult. Can you come see him? And like always, I try to drop what I'm doing to either go that day or the next day and come in and visit with them. Um, and my goal is to be able to meet them, um, tell them the basics about what's fixing to happen in life, rehab, hospital life, and let them know all the things that I wanted to know when I got hurt. All the questions, all the just, oh my gosh, what if, how's this work? What's this going to happen? All those things like that. I'm very privileged to be able to meet these people at their worst time. And this is immediately after her world was turned upside down, like a lot of them. And to be able to go in there and visit with her, and her mom's with her. And man, she was really just, she listened and she asked questions and she cried and, hey, what about this and what about this? And, it was great to stay there for a while with her. And then I left and then kept in contact with her, went and saw her again. And every opportunity I could, I remember we were texting and, hey, keep your head up. Hey, your mental health, you know, do all the proper things that you have to do to keep your mental space great. Because at these times in life, as individuals that get hurt and they feel like everything's taken away from them, you feel like you're a burden to everybody. You feel like you're just worthless. And for me to come in and just say, hey, man, this is how this is going to work. Do this, don't do this, do that. Man, she's kind of done everything, that I kind of told her and kind of see. She's been really involved in the program and really a good friend of mine. And I'm really blessed to be able to know her and help her down her journey. And as the kind of time went by, our adult program started to grow. And that's when we really, like Bentley said, we really wanted to start forming our adult program and meeting, at least once a month and doing these things together as a community, not just sports, but just a community of disabled people. And I invited her to the first meeting, and this is one of those times I'll just never forget. We were meet at the library, and I get it's tough, man, because a lot of us, you don't want to admit that you're going to be in this chair. You don't want to say, hey, I'm going to be paralyzed. I'm not going to walk. Everybody's goal is to walk. Everybody tells you the same. I'm going to walk. God's going to give it to me. But it doesn't work like that way. There's nothing that heals the spinal cord. And when the average person tells somebody that, they don't want to hear it. And I got her to come to the meeting, and I remember she was in the parking lot, and she texted me, hey, I can't go in there. I don't want to go in there. And it was hard because I'm texting her telling her, hey, you got this. I need you to come in. I need you to come in. But I knew what she was going through in the parking lot. I knew what her brain was telling her, like, dude, like, this is a part of you accepting this is the life you're going to have. And you don't want to do that when you're injured. We don't want to do that, a lot of us. And I told her, just come in. I need you to come in. And when she came in, got to the door, she cried. And she wrote in, but I was so proud. Our group that we had there at the time, everybody dropped what they were doing. We were having a little meeting. We gathered around her. Everybody introduced themselves. We got to talk and answer all her questions. And it was that point in life when I knew, man, this is very important what we're doing. This group means so much to somebody that gets injured or somebody that was already injured. And I knew at that moment that, man, we needed this in the community in the Texas Panhandle for many years. And now to be able to do it and provide these kind of stories, it's just, for us, it's a blessing. And I'm very proud of her to come out and tell her story today and tell you guys everything. And that was just a couple of things I got, like everybody else. I got so many things to say about them. She did a hand cycle race. I got her into the adaptive sports area too. Got her box because I don't think she likes athletic stuff. And she did it and she trained. And all there was times when she was training, she hated me. I think she wanted to tell me a lot of stuff, but she stuck with it. Went down to Oklahoma with her and Bentley with us with the team. And she did good. She finished the race. She was very proud of herself. I was very proud of them. Like I said, for them to set their goals and accomplish them. And it was just very great to have them. So there's a couple things about Cortney. Like I said, I could keep going on forever. But I just want to say thank you guys again for listening to our stories and, subscribing to our YouTube channel and keeping in touch with us. Like I said, we have so many more. Still have a lot of kid athletes that we got to try to figure out how we're going to get here because we got them in Pampa, we got them in Lubbock. We got them in these towns, and some of them are in school right now and trying to get them at their practices and get them to come here with their parents to do their stories. So we're going to try to keep up the good work. Big shout out to Kendra, because Kendra's behind the camera right now. And she's been dropping her time out of her life to come do these things for us. She does not get paid. She's just doing it because it's her way of giving back. And I couldn't do it without her. She's like my sidekick. So I want to say thank y'all to everybody. And stay tuned next week. We'll have another one.